Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And if you're thinking about moving to Hickory, we're going to be talking about parts of the northwest side of Hickory that if you're looking to move, this is a cool spot to think about. So here we go, and we're going to talk about it.
All right, so if you're new to Hickory, you may have noticed we love our coordinates. Every street is northwest, southwest, southeast, and there's actually some logic to it. And we'll probably do a whole video about the grid system and the naming structure of the roads in Hickory. But to simplify it a little bit,
still bothers me, like who came up with this
grand
plan to have some grid coordinates
and very numeric.
So, but yeah, that's why so basically parts of Hickory is labeled like the northwest,
right,
the east, right, the southeast. So everything's got a purpose, I guess.
Yeah, and so for northwest, how that's defined for this video, as we'll explain it, there's a set of railroad tracks that separates the north from the south. And then 127 is considered the west side, Highway 70 is more the east side. I hope I'm explaining that properly. But for the purpose of this video, when we're talking about Northwest Hickory, we're talking about you're going up 127, you've got downtown Hickory, you've got Fry Hospital, you're working your way up towards the lake. That's the northwest quadrant of Hickory. So we wanted to do a video about this because it's a very desirable location to land when you get to North Carolina. If you're moving to Hickory, lots of variations on price point, very active lifestyle, very vibrant, lots of new growth there. A lot of people, when they're moving to Hickory, they like to be in the northwest side of Hickory. So we'll go over all there is to know about Northwest Hickory and what makes it different and what it's like to live there and what it offers. So stick with us.
Hey guys, welcome to Living in North Carolina channel. This channel is your ultimate guide to the authentic North Carolina experience. We cover everything from daily life to all the fun stuff in between.
So if you're a returning viewer, welcome back, and give that like button a tap. It helps others find our channel more easily.
Bing, bing.
So while you're at it, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you're always in the loop when we drop new videos.
We're Adriano, and this is Katie, and we're real estate agents right here in North Carolina. We absolutely love it when people contact us about their upcoming move to North Carolina, whether through text messages, a phone call, or a quick email. Reach out to us, and we can help you every step of the way. You can even schedule an appointment on our calendar using the link below.
So no matter how you choose to get in touch, know that we've got your back when it comes to making the move to North Carolina. So one of the things you may notice about Northwest Hickory is that the price point is just a little higher than probably the average.
Stretch the pocket a bit.
It does. Now, of course, we're talking about closer proximity to water. That always makes your price point go up.
Historical neighborhoods.
Historic neighborhoods. There's a lot of different types of neighborhoods in Northwest Hickory. What you find more of there is established, well-built, very high-end homes, especially as you get to Lake Hickory's shores. Living in Northwest Hickory, it depends on what you're looking for. There are some neighborhoods like Lawson's Creek that, built in the 2000s, very, a little closer together. Very nice homes, and really everything in Northwest Hickory has really held its value and appreciated at a very steady rate.
Yeah, not far from shopping, not far from everything.
Right, because it's really close to a lot of everything. Catawba Boulevard and all that. I would mention Falling Creek is another established neighborhood, and there's Falling Creek 2. There's actually 2 in there. There's been a lot of infrastructure built around these communities to support all the people living there. So you'll see a really nice Publix that went in a few years ago. And you'll see multiple Lowe's Foods in there. And you see tons of drugstores and gas stations. And
Lowe's Hardware, CVS.
Yeah, like all the things you would need.
Yeah, and every major convenience.
Right.
Everything's all pretty much right there off 127. Yeah. Restaurants.
Yeah.
Name it, you got it right there.
Yeah. As with all communities, as there's more growth and there's more residential development and there's people living and thriving in an area, businesses come in to support it because there's commerce there, there's business there.
Yeah.
So you'll notice there's a lot of those supporting businesses nearby those communities, so everything's really close by. Some of the more prestigious communities in Northwest Hickory, I would mention.
The golf course is also there.
Yeah, Lake Hickory Country Club is up there. Again, like he said, it's on a golf course, very beautiful, very established homes, stretching your budget a little bit, nicer properties. Morris Ferry, Governor's Harbor, both are waterfront communities. Catawba Springs, that's actually a little more on the east side. North Lakes, Hidden Creek, Sunset Hills. Sunset Hills is a quiet, older neighborhood, but very, very nice. Very nice. People have taken really good care of their homes there. So Northwest Hickory, I mean, it's city limits, predominantly in city limits. There are a little more restrictions out there. Everything's kept up a certain way, but a very desirable place for people to retire to.
Yeah.
Anybody who might be moving from out of state and you sell property out there for one price and you come here and you're like, man, I can pick any house I want here. That's what a lot of people find when they move to Hickory.
Yeah.
And Northwest Hickory is really close to downtown Hickory, which is in the northwest side of City of Hickory. So kind of the same. But downtown, of course, being where all the events are, Oktoberfest, Farmers Market, Hickory Hops, lots of dining and shopping and small boutiques and just a lot of small town charm.
Yeah.
Even though Hickory is a city, I want to be clear, it is a city, but it has a small town feel to it.
Yeah, and just from my experience, just driving through parts of Northwest Hickory, it is a beautiful drive through it. Great place for families, great place for kids to go outside and play. Very scenic, great
There's
places
some good
to
parks,
just even just walking out in the neighborhoods. People are, walking with their families, with their pets. I mean, these beautiful trees that when you're driving, they just kind of have the cover, the
the
shade, the canopy. Absolutely gorgeous, especially when the fall starts coming, the change of color, change of seasons. Absolutely magnificent. So I can see why if you're looking for these type of homes and this type of feel, you can't beat it. Like you can't beat it, especially like the ones by the golf course as you're driving around. You really see some really, really, really neat homes.
Yeah.
Something that you would see in movies.
Yeah.
And charming in movies, especially coming from the West Coast. Every house is stucco, and then you're coming here and it's all like the brick, the very colonial,
like very stately.
Yeah. So that's a big thing you'll notice real fast. Yeah. And you'll fall in love with it real quick. I mean, that's probably my favorite part of Hickory is the northwest part.
Yeah. And another thing that I'll mention that I think is a little different than other parts of Hickory, there's a lot more small business, Northwest Hickory. Small business owners, there's a thing here, we call it shop local, shop small. So rather than go to like Amazon to buy something, it's like, hey, why don't you go to downtown Hickory and buy it from so-and-so, because it directly impacts our community. So it's very much celebrated here to support local business. Yeah. And Northwest Hickory does an excellent job of showcasing small business. There's a lot of little small interior decorator places or like little boutiques or, just really fun, whimsical little shops on downtown and places to go. And Northwest has more of that than say like the south or the northeast side of Catawba County or Hickory. So I do think that's also something that's very special about Northwest Hickory is that you really feel that sense of community, not just in where you live, but like where you shop, where you dine, where you eat. And being a small town, you just about can't go in a place and not see somebody you know. So it kind of feels small, even though there's a lot of growth and progress in Northwest Hickory.
Right.
Yeah. So housing, community, it's really great in Northwest Hickory. So if you're moving to Northwest Hickory and you have children, you may want to know what type of education and schools there are. And of course, guys, we always encourage you to go out to third-party sites, look at ratings, look at reviews, and make your own research and make your own analysis of what you think is the right school for your family. But just to kind of touch on Northwest Hickory, you have some excellent public school options, and you also have some excellent private school options. In terms of public schools, of course, it's the Hickory Public Schools. Hickory High School is right off of 127 behind Lowe's. So very close proximity. The elementary schools, Beaumont Elementary and Jenkins are I think two of the elementary schools. Northview Middle School are the ones that feed into Hickory High and St. Stephen's. But just kind of focusing on that northwest side of Hickory, I'll point out too, Hickory Christian Academy is a really great school. It's still kind of a smaller school, but they actually go all the way from preschool up to 12th grade, which not all the private schools in the area do. So that's something that if you're looking for a private school, you may want to plant yourself in Northwest Hickory because it does go all the way up to 12th grade. And it leads to some pretty prestigious universities. So they've got good programs there.
Yeah, all in all, they're pretty close to each other. They're from Northwest Hickory to get to every one of these schools, maybe like 5 minutes, max 10. They're all in really close proximity range.
Yeah, and
which is kind of nice.
That's the thing you hear us say a lot is everything's really close to everything else. So, and traffic's not that bad. Not compared to some places, it is not that bad.
Even the school lines aren't.
Yeah, even the school lines are not that bad. So. You'll notice like on 127 it gets a little more congested around school pickup, but other than that, guys, it's nothing. So the education in Northwest Hickory is great. We encourage you to go to greatschools.net or look up some reviews about specific schools and their ratings. But hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight about what schools are out there and where they're located in Northwest Hickory.
Yeah.
So living in Northwest Hickory means that you have access to a lot of things that you can do with your family to stay active outside. Lake Hickory is in Northwest Hickory. That's what 127 butts up to. So at the top of 127, before you get into a whole different county, Northwest Hickory butts right into Lake Hickory. So obviously there's water sports. There's a lot you can do on the water. There's some beautiful marinas out there. If you're wanting to live on the water, there's plenty of waterfront communities. And there's also plenty of access points if you just live near the water. You can still put your boat in, and you can still take a kayak out or go paddle boarding.
Jet skiing.
So there's a lot you can do as far as amenities that are water related. And of course, there's a lot of parks too in Hickory, in the northwest side of Hickory specifically. And a lot of these parks actually overlap with some of the water sports because that's where you put your boat in.
Yeah.
So Glen Hilton Park, that has been around forever. They have multiple park areas for the kids. There's geese. There's a little walking path near the water. Very scenic.
There's that trail, that new thing that they put, that city walk.
Yeah, the city walk that goes through Northwest Hickory.
Which you can do, obviously, a city walk all year round. Obviously, water sports, water activities, spring, summertime, kind of into maybe early parts of the fall, and then the winter, it's a little bit more, it's colder. So there's other things you can do. I see people jogging. I see people riding their bikes. I see people on the trails.
Yeah.
So that's usually in the winter, or they go somewhere else, not far from the mountains. They take their drive. If you need to go up the mountains for the winter times, you're pretty close. So there's a pretty good spot to do whatever you need throughout the year.
Yeah, and Geithner Rotary Park is another park in Northwest Hickory that is good for biking. There's a lot of trails, very outdoorsy. And then, I guess there's two types of parks. There's the parks that you go and you hike and you bike and all that. And then there's parks if you have small children and you just want foam floor for them to bounce around. Zara Baker Park has that spongy floor and all these really fun things to climb and explore and do. So there's those types of parks too.
YMCA.
The YMCA, yeah.
YMCA is year round, I believe.
And that way, if it's cold outside, you can be active indoors. So, and they have the soccer fields for the kids and the YMCA fields. Certain times of year it is packed. Everybody is involved in some sort of sport with the Y.
There's gyms close by if you want to participate in gyms. There's that burn boot camp, high interval training places. Everything's right.
Yeah,
smack
there's
there.
even some personal trainers in downtown Hickory. So plenty to do. Obviously, there's golf courses in Northwest Hickory. So biking trails, golf courses, frisbee golf at the Glen Hilton Park. So just about everything you can imagine. And it's all in Northwest Hickory. So, and also there's a lot of indoor things. The Salt Block, which is all the science and the arts and the music and performances. And so you have that cultural experience and things that you can do there too. So recreation, amenities, it's a very broad topic, but Northwest Hickory is rich with it. So there's plenty to do, lots to enjoy with your family. So we highly recommend Northwest Hickory, plenty to do. So moving right along with what we just went over with things to do with the kids and being outdoors and all these activities, it also bleeds into events and things that Northwest Hickory offers that sometimes they're seasonal. Hickory and North Carolina in general, we love to celebrate little things. I feel there's festivals and there's celebrations.
There's a festival for everything.
Everything. And a lot of them take place in the northwest side of Hickory. So if you're thinking about things to expose your kids to as far as the arts and and being out and enjoying these type of events. A lot of them do take place in downtown Hickory. A lot of them are centered around music. We have jazz music concert series that happens during the summer. There's Oktoberfest, which is like this huge festival where there's these,
People come from all over for that.
yeah, tents and booths, and people sell their different things, and it just sprawls all through downtown Hickory through multiple streets. So it's huge. The Hickory Community Theater is also in downtown Hickory, which is right there in that northwest side. Some great performances put on there. A lot of fun. A lot of kids are involved in these productions. It's really fun. I think there's a lot of talent that comes out of it.
Yeah. The Christmas parade, the summer.
Yeah. The Christmas parade's huge in downtown Hickory.
Yeah, I thought it was, it's like basically a trick-or-treating 2.0 in Christmas time. There's a bunch of little kids that are all like waiting for you. They want candy. So it's like trick-or-treating 2.0 come that. Yeah. And that's right around November.
Yeah, it's the end of November.
Yeah.
It's not really in December.
Yeah,
it's a really big deal.
Yeah, they have they have people that own boats on the marina or their home. They take out at Christmas time. They decorate their boats and they bring them out to parade. Yeah,
they do a water parade on Lake Hickory.
So they've done the water parade.
And let me tell you, if we're talking about Northwest Hickory and we're talking about Halloween, 6th Street is where it's at. And we're going to do a whole video about Halloween because it is like a Hocus Pocus movie where you have all these little trick-or-treaters. And when I say these homes are decorated, I mean, it looks like a movie set. And some of them have an actual play going on in the front yard. Like it's like a performance, and it's like every 15 minutes.
Performances.
It's more than just inflatables. It's the whole thing.
You got everybody coming from all over for that.
It's a destination.
Apparently they got the good candy. And you know what I'm talking about, the good candy? Like
full bars.
So she says. I haven't seen it yet.
One of them was giving out gift cards.
So... And that sounds pretty cool.
Saying. Yeah. And if you want to go to the big Halloween event in Northwest Hickory, you need to park at Holy Trinity Church because Holy Trinity Church does a whole thing too. So that's all in Northwest Hickory. And these are all events that are very, very focused towards kids and things you can do together. Also, Hickory Museum of Art is actually attached to the Science Center, which is a great thing to do with your kids. And there's an aquarium in there. There's all these interactive exhibits, and there's exhibits that switch out. Like there's a butterfly exhibit that you can walk in and the butterflies land on you. There's a IMAX theater, a planetarium type thing. Yeah. It's really cool. Kids go on field trips there. There's a lot of learning that goes on, but it's very interactive, very fun, very focused towards kids. But adjacent to that, in the same building, is the Hickory Museum of Art. So those two things, you can tour that too. And they have little brochures you can give the kids, or they go on like a hunt and find like certain pieces of art. So that's a lot of fun too. So definitely recommend exploring all that Northwest Hickory has to offer. And if you're looking for events and community and you're moving to Hickory, Northwest Hickory is going to be predominantly where most of those events occur. So that's Northwest Hickory. So hopefully this video gave you a little bit of insight about what sets the Northwest Hickory side apart from the rest of Hickory, because every area of Hickory has a lot to offer, and Northwest is very unique. So hopefully we're able to share a little bit of that with you today. And we hope you will like and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so that as we put out new videos and go around other areas of Hickory, that you'll get to learn more about that.
Let us know what areas of the northwest part of Hickory or parts of Hickory in general that you want us to do specific videos about, little neighborhood subdivisions. We'll go on location. We'll go on location, and we're going to shoot those videos just for everybody on the channel.
So comment below what you want to see, and we'll go get it. So thanks for joining us.